This is the Whole Care Network. Helping you tell your story one podcast at a time. Content presented in the following podcast is for information purposes only. Views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the host and guest and may not represent the views and opinions of the Whole Care Network. Always consult with your physician for any medical advice, and always consult with your attorney for any legal advice. And thank you for listening to the Whole Care Network.
Welcome to A Time to Care the Caregivers podcast. I'm Isabel Melgarejo, your host, and today is Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's. Let's talk about love and let's make this a special day for Valentine's. So let's get started. First of all, I never celebrate Valentine's Day. But I know a lot of people do, and I know it is a cherished holiday in America. For many years, I never enjoyed celebrating this holiday because I thought, and I still think it is a very capitalist holiday. Let's just put everybody outside. Let's get them buying flowers and chocolates and put them in restaurants so we keep moving the economy. What I want to bring from this is not my thoughts and what I think about the holiday, but it is how I was always celebrated by my mom. She would celebrate every single day, no matter what. She would, if it was Valentine's Day, she would have a little something for each of us. And I don't think nobody, like any of us, would give her anything back, but that's sad. We should have done something about it. But what I want to come with this is that I grew up with a mom who would celebrate these holidays. She would make sure that each of us would get a little something. And that was, I think, part of how she envisioned her love for us and how she showed us how much she loved us. And today I want to honor each one of you, and I want to honor yourselves. And that's what this is all about. I want this to be a special day in which you honor and celebrate yourself for everything you've done. I'm recording this and I'm still listening a lot of the buzz from New Year's goals and objectives and whatnot. And as I'm recording this, all of these buzz about getting things done and achieving your goals and being productive all year long and blah, 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 just puts me into the perspective of what we have done in the past. And what we have done in the past is a lot. And I think we need to start celebrating. As we were closing the year, my sister came and she mentioned that we needed to celebrate certain things within the company. I mentioned the podcast. We are very close to reaching 100 episodes. For those of you who have been tagging along for these almost 2 years, it has been quite a ride. When I started recording this, I was editing the podcast. I was doing all of it by myself. And right now I have people that support me and help me with the podcast. But recording 100 episodes is crazy. And I will make another podcast to celebrate that. But that is something that I wanted to celebrate because every week I'm here with you. And another thing that I wanted to celebrate for the past year is how I started prioritizing my self-care. It's not that I had never practiced it, but I was not being conscious about what I was doing. I always work out because it's something that I like. So, as a young kid, I was always in sports. I was always practicing something or other, but I really never had the opportunity to be there to pay attention of what was going on. And this year, well, not this year, but the past year, I made a really good effort on paying attention on how I was sleeping, how I was eating, how I was working out, how I was moving. And that is something that I want to celebrate as well, because for a couple of years, I was not doing much in terms of movement. And last year, I went back to my rhythm. I got it back and I started moving more. So, the same thing for you. Go back and probably you want to go through your pictures. And even though this is February, but I think it is a fantastic activity for Valentine's Day. Go through your pictures and see what you did last year. And even if you don't want to do it for the full year, maybe you can just do it January and February of this year. But go ahead and look at your pictures, go through your calendar and see everything you did. All the good things, all the conversations that you had, all the people that you met, and how those things impacted their lives and obviously yours. And celebrate something. And actually celebrate, congratulate yourself for whatever it is, for something easy or something hard that you did. You can celebrate that I don't know, that you were consistent, or you want to celebrate whatever it is. And it really doesn't matter if it was something hard or something easy, because hard things are composed of a lot of easy things throughout the journey. And the reason I know that is because of all my project management background. When you see these amazing buildings or infrastructure around, that wasn't built in one day. It was built throughout years and lots of effort and lots of work behind it. So, celebrate the small wins today for you and go back, check what you did, and choose one activity that you're really proud about that you want to celebrate. The next thing that I want you to do for Valentine's Day, as a gift to yourself and as a gift for you being you and you being enough and you being fantastic, is that I want you to go to a mirror and look yourself in the eye and tell yourself, I love you. Just that. Happy Valentine's. I love you. This probably is going to be harder than the previous exercise. But I actually want you to do. A week ago, I was with some friends, and one of my best friends mentioned that her therapist had told her to not be so tough with herself. And I think this applies to absolutely all of us. We are so tough with ourselves. We expect so much from ourselves, and we are very tough, honestly. So we need to go and be more gentle with ourselves. And the best way to do that is by telling us that we love us. Because after everything we say to ourselves, after being so strict and so demanding and so perfectionist, and how many times we tell ourselves, like, you screw this up again, and you have to go back and make this better. We are so tough that I think if only for one day, we need to be gentle and kind and appreciate ourselves. Go ahead to that mirror and tell yourself that you love you and wish yourself a happy Valentine. If you want to put the cherry on top of the cake, go buy yourself flowers. And this reminds me of the song of Miley Cyrus, I Can Buy Myself Flowers. And yes, you can. You can definitely buy yourself flowers. You can definitely buy yourself something nice just because you love yourself. And don't make it something that you need. Make it something just because you love yourself. And it doesn't have to be something big. But if you go out, buy that chocolate bar for yourself. You love yourself and give it to you. And tell yourself, "Hello self. This is for you because I love you." Enjoy it. It can be flowers, it can be chocolate, or you can take yourself for dinner. Or you can buy whatever it is that will be a nice surprise to have from yourself. I wish you a fantastic day full of love. If you're liking this podcast, can I really ask for a couple of minutes for you to rate this? That would mean the world to me. That would be my happy Valentine's Day from you to me. Thank you. See you next week.
This is the Whole Care Network. Helping you tell your story one podcast at a time.